So I just got done watching a 27-minute engineering video about the Concorde. I didn't understand a word that they said, but I'm going to attempt to give you my first impressions on this new Lego set. So let's cover the details first. This set is 2,083 pieces. It's $199.99 here in the US, which does seem like a fair price point for this set. Not going to complain too much about the price side of things. The release date on this set is going to be September 4th for Lego VIP members, September 7th for every non-Lego VIP member. The dimensions on this set are going to be 105 centimeters long, 15 centimeters tall, and 43 centimeters wide. So this is going to be a pretty long display piece, so keep that in mind. It says Airbus on the packaging here. I wasn't aware that the Concorde was now in the Airbus family. I'm assuming that they probably bought one of the British or French companies that worked on this plane to actually bring it to production. I believe this is the second Airbus Lego set that we are seeing. We saw an Airbus helicopter a little bit earlier in the year, so this would be Airbus set number 2. So that's it for the details. Now my impressions on this set and whether I think this is going to be a purchase or not a purchase. I kind of have mixed feelings on this set, to be honest. When I first took a glance at the first picture, the first thing that caught my eye was the nose of this Concorde. Now, if you're familiar with the Concorde, you know that the nose of the Concorde does look weird in general just because of the way the plane was built. So basically, if I got anything out of this engineering video, this is kind of how the nose works. So basically, the Concorde plane has to come in at kind of a high level of attack when it's landing. And because of that, the pilots couldn't really see the runway because of how high they were coming in when they were landing. So in order to compensate for that, to allow the pilots to actually be able to see the runway, they would actually have this droop nose that would actually droop down about 12.5 degrees. And that would allow the pilots to still be able to see when they're coming in for the landing, see where they're going, etc. It looks weird on the actual Concorde itself, but it looks way weirder even on the Lego build. Now, that droop nose only goes down when it's actually landing, so you can actually put this Lego model in the landing form, or you can put it in the flying form. When the Concorde is in the flying form, the nose goes up into regular positioning, and it actually looks good on the Lego build itself when it's in that straight positioning. But when it's in that droop nose angle, nothing looks connected. It looks like there's major gaps, and it just looks really weird, which is kind of sad because the Concorde model as a whole with Lego actually looks pretty amazing. I love the angles on the wings. The colors are great. You get a really nice plaque with the Concorde stating kind of how it was built, who built it. Talks about the fact that this plane can go up to Mach 2, which is incredible. This was one of the first supersonic jets that was going to hopefully bring supersonic travel to the consumer market. But I'm intrigued by this build. You can see a lot of Technic actually inside the plane itself. I'm assuming that's for all the landing gear, so that does look really cool. But the thing that kind of intrigues me about this is the fact that we don't have a lot of collector model planes, and the Concorde is obviously one of the most iconic. All in all, it looks like it has some cool mechanics. It looks pretty nice. So the biggest drawback for me is going to be the nose of this plane. So am I going to buy this, and should you consider buying this? I am going to go ahead and pick this set up just for the reasons that I discussed earlier. Most likely what I'll end up doing, because that nose does look so weird, is I'll probably just end up keeping it in the flight mode where the nose is straight. That actually looks pretty good when displayed. From the pictures, it looks pretty nice that way, so I most likely won't be tilting the nose down all too much just because it does look really off. But outside of that, I think it is going to be a pretty good build and a pretty good display piece to add to the collection. So that's my thoughts on the Concorde. Throw a like if you agree with that. Comment down below if you don't agree with that, and I will see you in the next video.